Well, very simply, we had obviously a slow start. We were punished for our first mistake in the game, and a wonderful finish from Tapa, still did very well. That being said, we then reacted very positively and should have equalised with the skipper had a great chance from the free header, 6 yards out. We then found ourselves 2-0 down in the game with, for me, it's never a penalty. And at that point, in football, people can start to feel sorry for themselves, their heads can go down. Nothing could be further from the truth. We picked ourselves up, we started passing, moving the balls. We had done previously, we had 1-0, and scored a wonderful goal, a great team move, a wonderful ball from Jackie, and a great finish from Walsh's, who we know is capable of that, being the Golden Boot winner, and that's the reason we brought him to the club. So then we continued to have, obviously, chances, as did Shania. But over the piece, of course, the spirit, the camaraderie, that togetherness that we showed, that will stand us in good stead. Disappointed, of course, not to take anything from the game, but I felt over the piece when I analysed the back, as I felt it on the night. We certainly could have had a point. Some wonderful chances in the second half. Jackie, the winner, Sekovic, referring them defensively, runs back to the line, playing off the line. Stevie Easy has a free header, and another David glances off the top of his head, it's in the net. And while Sheringham were always a danger on the counter-attack, because we obviously were pushing on the game, more possession in the game, 100 more passes made in the game. So there was a lot of positives. We had 4 injuries prior to the game. We then picked up 2 injuries to our centre-backs, skipper Peter Hartley, then Narendra when he came into the game. So it left us with 1 centre-back. So everything that contrived against us on the night, which can happen in football, we showed a lot of spirit, a lot of togetherness, and that will stand us in good stead moving forward for the rest of the season. Yeah, I think Stuart Baxter, first and foremost, a terrific head coach, somebody I know very well, and got a great standing in the game and a great addition to the ISL. So again, they're going to be difficult opponents. They have, as you mentioned, a nice blend of youth and experience, good foreign players. So we have to make sure we're ready for that challenge, look to start the game better, and look to try and take control of the game and try and win those valuable 3 points. If we do either of 2 of us win those 3 points, then it catapults you 5 or 6 places up the league. So it's all there to play for. We're looking forward to it, and can't wait for the game to come about. Yeah, well, obviously, David Grande was not available and won't be for this game. Hopefully, he'll be back, but it'll certainly take a period of time for that to happen as well. Joyner, we still expect to be absent, not being able to train with the group. Alaji might have the possibility of being in the squad, but again, even that, at the moment, is a lower percentage, but we'll see how he's able to come through training prior to the game. Peter Hartley is again going to be a very, very late decision. He's not trained with the group, but he's such a big heart who wants to get out there. Similar to Alaji, these boys want to play, but we have to be very careful that we don't risk making the injury worse and we lose them for a period of time. So again, we're going to be without a number of players, but that's the nature of what will happen this year because of the short pre-season. We just have to make sure that one's available are ready to be at the very best. And if we are, we know that we can cause problems for any team in the ISL, with the objective, obviously, of looking to win those 3 points. Yeah, well, the simple challenge is that Jamshedpur FC it's a new team, effectively. It's wholesale changes certainly from last year. But there's no doubt, as we go, we will affect change. We will get better as we know that. And everybody, as the harder we work, the more we'll improve. So that's something that we're really looking forward to. Jamshedpur, as we know, have not achieved those playoff places yet, and we came with that. And that was a big attraction coming to build something. Now you don't come with fairy dust and sprinkle it and come with a magic wand and wave it and everything happens. It takes hard work, it takes everything falling into place, and that's what we want to do. In Chennai, I think we started with 4 points from 4 games, and then everything kind of fell into place what we're going to do, what we're going to preach. And of course, we put ourselves to achieve that. So we continue working very hard, continue to improve over the season, and continue to be better for Jamshedpur, because that's what it's about. It's not just coming, as I've said before, about having a quick fix. It's about putting something in place that will stand in common good stead for years to come. So that's the important thing, putting those building blocks in place, putting infrastructure in place, that players understand what it takes to become a top player in the ISL, what it takes to become a top club, and then club consistently fight out those top places with the chance of the champions. But the only way to achieve that is to try and get those top 4 spots. So that's something we'll continue striving hard to achieve, continue working very hard to move forward to do. And we're very excited to do that. We've got a good blend of youth, experience, good foreign players, and we have players that want to be Jamshedpur, players that want to improve, players that want to put a smile on fans' faces. and that's what we continue to try and achieve. But every match is important. Every match is important. I mean, football is you start the season, people play one game, and everybody wants to know how it goes. Every game is important. The first game, the second game is as important as what's going to be the 19th and the 20th. Although I've got to say, when it gets to those stages, then they probably become, we say, the business end of the season, because that's when you want to put a lot of pressure in football to try and achieve those prized positions at the top of the table. We know every game is important. We'll be going all out for the same philosophy. We have to win every game available to us, and that's what we want to do. As I said, given that we played one game, if you have to go and win that game, you go 5 or 6 places up the league. That's what the ISL is going to be this season. I think it's going to be a very tight league. Teams are going to be capable of beating each other, because I think a lot of quality is given to the league. I think it certainly looks, for me, a much more even league than what it was last season, in respect of, I think everybody's capable of beating each other. So it's going to be, I think, a very exciting, fantastic league. Wish the fans were there to see it, but it's our objective, our aim, to put a smile on the face of the fans of Jamshedpur. So that's our focus. Make sure we get a good team that's able to do that, and we'll continue to strive. Yeah, listen, I'm not one to come out. I know it's a difficult job. We've all tried refereeing training games, and of course it's not an easy job to do. My point, and I've always said this, and I've always made it quite calmly, is that the big decisions, that's the ones you have to get right. The little fouls in the halfway line and stuff like that, then coaches accept that I could go either way. But with regards to penalties, big offsides, those are the decisions that have to be given right. And ours, I mean, we lost a penalty the other night. It was never a penalty. That puts 2-0 down in the game. As it was, we still had the courage, the spirit, the togetherness to fight back into the game, to get back to 2-1. But obviously it would be far easier to get back in at 1-0 as opposed to the soft penalty. Then I've got to say, and it's the first game, so hopefully it's only teething problems that we'll all have. But even in the second period, we went to make a double substitution, given that we'd already had the injuries and different things, and we were, well, one substitute went on, and the referee restarted the game. Because we'd used our allocated 3 times, we couldn't get a 5th substitute in the game. So there's little things like that we all need to get better at. But there was certainly a lot of stuff that happened in the game. But listen, it happened, we accept it, and we go on with it, and we make sure we're ready for the next match.